What's up everyone, welcome back to ARTV. My name is John and it's time for a review of an album that I'm very excited to talk about with you guys. It's the 7th studio album by the Canadian rock band Sum 41, Order in Decline. Order in Decline was announced as the follow-up to 13 Voices, which was an album that was solid. There were great songs on there, like Goddamn I'm Dead Again. But overall, I just felt that it was a little bit disjointed. Maybe they were still cleaning the rust off of the Sum 41 gears, getting back into the swing of things as a band, because they definitely had some time off between that and Screaming Bloody Murder. Out for Blood dropped as the lead single, and it got me thirsty for more. I don't think it's the best song on this record at all, and I always love when maybe the lead single or one of the singles isn't the best track on the album. They leave us a little bit of a taste of what's to come, but they don't give it all away. I've been listening to Sum 41 since the early 2000s, and the metal influences have always been in their DNA. I know some casual fans would hear some of the more pop-punk inclined singles and just write them off as that, or say, oh, I enjoy that side of the band, but their appreciation of it has always been there, and especially with Brown Sound on guitar back in the band, those big metallic riffs are sliding their way back in. We heard it on 13 Voices. Hell, we even heard it from Tom Thacker sliding in and doing a great job on Screaming Bloody Murder. But here on Order in Decline, I can confidently say that they fully went for it, and I think that they deliver on their promise of making their heaviest record to date. This, alongside the likes of Chuck, are two fantastic, all-encompassing records that hit all of the marks and points that you would want to hear from Sum 41. Sure, there's definitely catchiness still. I get the hooks driven into my head. I also fully appreciate the full-throttle guitars. The riffs here are really engaging, something that draws you into the music. The solos really pop off. The bass pops on this, and also the drum work from Frank Zumo. I know that we all got upset that there was a change in drummers, but honestly, Frank has been killing it, and he really provides some throttle for Order in Decline. Whereas 13 Voices was kind of running on sparks in places, and they were kind of stoking the fire and sparking up big time here and there, I feel that Order in Decline consistently kind of erupts. There is an angry spirit. Deryck Whibley and the rest of the band are angry. And yes, they are a Canadian band, and to some people, them criticizing United States politics is going to come off as stupid or ridiculous, or they should keep their mouths shut. But what a lot of people don't realize is that the United States economy, presidency, and everything like that, it also has an impact and effect on the rest of the world. So naturally, it makes sense for anyone to call out Donald Trump. Obviously, it's implied with 45. That song has it right in the title, because 45, Donald Trump being the 45th president. There's a pissed off energy flowing through this album, and it's contagious. It passes off to the listener, and you feel angry. You feel the sadness, the bitterness, whatever this album is trying to get across too. There are some songwriting techniques that are used here that I don't care for all that much. There's some words that are used and moved around, and they don't just fully flow all that well together, and some things feel a little bit too basic or limited. Maybe they could have gone a little bit deeper. I think some of the vocal filters that Deryck uses pop up once again. This has happened in Sum 41's back catalog, and then like the closing track, they really overuse it on Catching Fire. Opening up Order in Decline, we get some dark, haunting keys, a little bit of piano melody there before Turning Away fully breaks into it. I love how captive this actually holds the ears. You just fully engage with this track. The guitars really lash out. The drum performance there, once it fully gets going, I think that Deryck's vocals on this track are top notch, and it's a great way to open up this record to tell us exactly what's coming. A Death in the Family is a tune that I cannot stop raving about. This song is everything that I could have ever wanted from Sum 41. The guitars that open it up, you know that something's coming. It feels a little bit ominous, but at the same time, once it really does get going, it combines punk and metal in a really, really awesome way. I just feel that they intertwine everything here. The hook drives it in like a stake through the heart, and something about this track, it just has a lasting effect because I can't stop listening to it. Sum 41 used simplicity to work in their favor on Heads Will Roll. It uses a nice little bass groove, guitar lick, and also some hand claps, and then Deryck's vocals are coming in at a higher register before coming in with the chorus that is relatively underwritten in some ways. You don't want to make me lose my shit because heads will roll, but it's all about the presentation. If you package it up neatly and nicely and the instrumental is coming in like a flamethrower, then of course this song's gonna work. The band also wrote a total punk rock banger for this record, The People Versus, which once again does tackle Donald Trump. Way up to that point in the album had already heard it on a few of the tracks. I think that most notably The New Sensation and 45 tackled that, but this one has a great feeling to it. And once again, the lyrics, not overly complicated. He's a bad man, but it's the melody, the vocal melody, and also the music on this one. The guitars, the fast-paced drums. It feels like The Offspring and Sum 41 met and had a baby. Since I already brought up the other pretty politically charged tracks, I'll first talk about The New Sensation, which definitely talks about the news cycle and every dog has his day. I can't help but criticize is something that Deryck says on this one. And honestly, I know that this track is about Trump. I mean, it's not that hard to read through the cards on this one. You can see all of the signs, and I can absolutely see why they're so mad. I mean, just look at what's in the news like every single day surrounding him. His time is coming. Obviously, Deryck's saying, I can't keep my mouth shut. I'm not gonna keep my mouth shut, so here you go. The New Sensation is not one of the more interesting tracks musically on this record though, which is unfortunate. I feel that 45, A Matter of Time, does a much better job at communicating its really angry, vivacious spirit that it has. It's chomping down in a major way. It starts off with this guitar that's clearly kind of teasing us for what's about to come, and then the chorus of this one, and even the guitar breakdown, it just feels nostalgic. It carries you back to like the 2000s. It's kind of reminding me of several other bands that I can't quite put a finger on, but it's definitely a good comparison. Right after that, we shift gears in a major way for Never There, which is a tearjerker. This is a song that I didn't see coming from a mile away, and it slapped me upside the face with sadness. This is a track that works so well despite being so different. Somehow it belongs in the Order in Decline world. Deryck Whibley wrote this about his father, who in fact he's never met. And this is a very touching track. I think a lot of ballads or even power ballads, we can say, oh, it's really cheesy, whatever. This works. It's so emotive. This got to me in a major way. The vocals here are beautiful. The composition of the music, the guitars, the drums, the way that the song is structured, everything is absolutely gorgeous. The most disappointing song on the entire record closes us out, and it's kind of a poor choice for the album closer in my eyes. I think that Catching Fire kind of had good intentions. It's about the loss of a friend or a family member that much as a parent, but I just don't really like the vocal filtering that's done here. Deryck is kind of kept low in the mix, and that did pop up on a few other tracks, although it didn't really bother me. Here, it is kind of hard to ignore, and also the millennial whoop that's used on the end of this one, the wah-ohs at the end of the song, it's just kind of a bad way to end the record, and I hate that we end on such a sour note because this record genuinely is great. Sum 41 impress in a major way on their 7th studio album, Order in Decline. Overall, for me, this is a 4.5 out of 5, a strong 4, light 4.5. There's not really any songs on here that I dislike outside of Catching Fire, which is kind of surprising to me. I did not go in with this high of expectations, but they delivered, and I genuinely hope that you guys will give this record the time of day. Anyways, let me know your thoughts on this in the comment section down below. If you want to see a Sum 41 ranked episode, then please hit that like button to let me know. Help me get this review to 1,000 likes, and subscribe for the love of music. Hopefully I'll be ranking all of the Sum 41 albums very soon. If you would like to check out my top 10 on Sum 41, then tap this right here, or tap here for another recent rock review. All of my social media accounts, including my Patreon, can be found linked in the description down below, and I'll see you soon for more right here on ARTV.